Here's to the builders, the ones who don't wait for permission, the ones who learn at midnight, pitch at sunrise, and fail forward. They're not born with success, they build it. With duct-taped day jobs and one good idea too stubborn to die. They aren't influencers, they influence by doing. The system wasn't made for them, but they make it work anyway. You can doubt them, mock them, ignore them, but you can't stop them. Because they know, real growth starts inside. This is for them. This is Dr. Wood Recommends, where business meets real life.
So, you're a freelancer, and you know that constant nagging stress of not knowing when the next invoice will actually get paid? It's exhausting. You land a big project, get a fat payment, and you feel like a king for a week, and then a surprise tax bill hits and wipes you out. You know that feeling, the one where your stomach just drops because a client is 30 days late and your rent is due on Friday? That's the feast or famine cycle, and it is the single most brutal part of being self-employed. It feels like you're on a financial roller coaster, blindfolded with no clue when the next terrifying drop is coming. We all jump into freelancing for the freedom, for the passion, for the dream of controlling our own schedule and doing work we actually love. But what nobody tells you is that you also have to become your own CFO overnight. Nobody warns you that your biggest headache won't be a nightmare client, but the chaos brewing in your own bank account. This financial chaos spills into every corner of your life, doesn't it? It's the anxiety that keeps you awake at night, running numbers in your head. It's why you can't even think about planning a vacation. How can you when you don't know what your cash flow will look like next month? It's that constant, nagging fear that you're doing something wrong, that you've missed a critical detail, and that some massive unexpected tax bill is lurking right around the corner, ready to burn all your hard work to the ground. Too many freelancers push taxes off as a problem for future me. But here's the thing, that future you is just you a few months from now, and under a whole lot more pressure. The most common mistake? Mixing your personal and business finances. It turns your bank statement into a tangled mess where it's impossible to tell if your business is actually healthy or just barely surviving. You lose track of legit tax deductions in that shuffle, which means you're literally giving the government more of your money than you have to. It makes it impossible to track your performance, to budget, or to plan for anything. I know because I've lived it. I've paid the late fees. I've felt that panic. I've had my passion for my work completely choked out by financial anxiety. But what if I told you there's a way out? A dead, simple, three-step system that can take you from that constant state of stress to a place of calm, predictability, and genuine control. This is the exact system that turned my own freelance finances around, and it's so simple you can set up the entire foundation this afternoon. It doesn't take complex software or an accounting degree, it just takes a little discipline. Give me the next 10 minutes, I'll show you how to build a system that pays you a consistent, predictable salary no matter how lumpy your client payments are. Let's start the clock. Step 1. The foundation, the 3-account system. Alright, the very first thing you have to do, and this is non-negotiable, is create separation. You are not your business, and your business's money is not your money. At least, not yet. Mixing funds is the original sin of freelancing. It's the root cause of almost all your financial stress. So, the first thing we're doing is building a proper foundation with a few dedicated bank accounts. Don't let that freak you out. It's incredibly simple, and tons of online banks let you open accounts or create dedicated pots or spaces for free in minutes. You just need 3 to start. First, your cheap business checking account. Think of this as your business's central hub. From this moment on, 100% of your client payments, every single dollar, goes directly into this account. No exceptions. This is also the account you'll use to pay for all legitimate business expenses, software, office supplies, courses, you name it. This creates a clean record of your income and spending, which is a total lifesaver come tax time. Second, your personal checking account. This is the account you already have for your everyday life. Groceries, rent, movies, all of it. The crucial rule is you no longer deposit client checks here. The only money that should ever land in your personal account is the consistent, regular salary you pay yourself from your business. We'll get to exactly how to set that up in a second. Third, and this is your secret weapon against tax time panic, is a tax savings account. This needs to be a separate savings account, maybe one that's a little out of sight so you aren't tempted to dip into it. This account has one job: to hold the money you owe the government. As a freelancer, nobody is withholding taxes for you anymore. That's your job now. A good rule of thumb is to stash away 25 to 30% of every single payment you receive. That's it. That's the foundation. A business checking account for business money, a personal checking account for your life, and a tax savings account to protect you. This separation alone will bring a shocking amount of clarity to your financial world. You'll be able to see at a glance exactly what your business is earning and spending. Step 2. The paycheck. Create your predictable salary. This is where everything changes. This is how we kill the feast or famine problem for good. The goal is to create the stability of a normal job by paying yourself a consistent salary, even when client payments are all over the place. This is called an owner's draw. It's just a set amount of money you transfer from your business checking to your personal checking on a regular schedule, like the 1st and 15th of every month. The big question is, how much do you pay yourself? The key is to start with a realistic, sustainable number. Don't base your salary on your best month ever. That's a trap. A better way to start is to look at your income over the last 6 to 12 months and find your worst month. Could you live on that amount? If so, that's a pretty safe starting salary. It should be enough to cover your essential personal expenses. Let's walk through it. Say you decide your salary is $4,000 a month. This month is a great month, a feast month. You bring in $10,000 from clients. That entire $10,000 goes into your business checking. On your scheduled payday, you transfer your normal $4,000 salary to your personal account. The other $6,000, before you account for taxes, stays in the business checking account. That surplus is what builds your business's cash buffer. Now, let's say next month is a famine month. You only bring in $1,500. This is where the system saves you. On payday, you still transfer your full $4,000 salary to your personal account. How? You pull it from the buffer you built up during the feast month. Your personal income stays exactly the same, totally predictable, even when your business income is on a wild ride. This one habit changes everything. It disconnects your personal lifestyle from the chaos of client payments. It gives you the mental freedom of knowing exactly how much money you have for your life each month. You can finally budget, you can plan, and you can breathe. You start running your business like an actual business owner, making strategic moves instead of panicking. Step 3. The Guardian. Automate your taxes and profit. Your accounts are set up and your salary is flowing. There's one last step to make this system truly bulletproof. This step is all about ending the tax time terror for good and making sure your business is actually profitable, not just getting by. We're going to do this by flipping the old accounting formula on its head. Instead of sales, expenses equals profit, we're going to do sales, profit equals expenses. You pay yourself and your obligations first, not last. Here's how it works. Remember that tax savings account? We're going to fund it like a religion. The rule is simple. Every time a client payment hits your business checking, before you do anything else, you immediately move a set percentage of it to your tax savings account. As I said, 25% to 30% is a safe bet for most freelancers. If a client pays you $1,000, you immediately slide $250 over to your tax account. That money is no longer yours to spend. By doing this with every single payment, you'll have all the money ready and waiting when it's time to pay your quarterly taxes. No more surprises, no more panic, but we can take this a step further. To build a truly resilient business, it has to be profitable. So, I want you to create a fourth account, a Ausweis, profit account, another simple savings account. Along with your tax transfer, commit to moving a tiny percentage of every payment into this profit account. Start small. Even 1% is powerful. So with that same $1,000 payment, you'd move $250 to taxes and maybe another $10 to $50 to profit. This profit account does two things. First, it forces you to build a business that is profitable from day one. Second, it builds up a cash reserve you can use for growth, to invest in new equipment, or, and this is the best part, to pay yourself a quarterly bonus as a reward for running a smart, efficient business. This is the difference between just being self-employed and being a true business owner. So let's recap the system. It's just 3 core steps. Build the foundation. Separate your money with 3 key accounts: business checking for all income, personal checking for your salary, and a tax savings account. Create your paycheck. Pay yourself a consistent, predictable salary from your business to your personal account, smoothing out the feast and famine cycle. Automate and protect. The moment you get paid, immediately send 25 to 30% to your tax savings account. Then send a little to a profit account to build a truly healthy business. This system isn't some high-level financial wizardry, but it does take discipline. By putting this in place, you take back control. You stop being reactive and anxious and become proactive and calm. You stop letting your money control you, and you start controlling your money. You can finally get off that financial roller coaster and start enjoying the freedom that freelancing was supposed to give you in the first place. I know this is a lot to digest at once. To make it as easy as possible to get started, I've put together a simple, one-page PDF checklist that walks you through these 3 steps, the accounts you need, and the rules for managing your money. You can download it for free at the link in the description below. It's the exact blueprint we just covered. Print it out, stick it on your desk, and use it to build a financial system that finally serves you. If you found this helpful and you want more no-nonsense practical advice for freelancers, please hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and here's to your next predictable paycheck.